All good.
Right, episode one, Stand and Bang. My name's Adam Malloy. I'm from Ireland. This show is going to be all about bringing awareness to Irish fighters. We're called the Fighting Irish for a reason. Episode one, today we have on Denis Frimpong. Dennis, introduce yourself.
My name is Denis Frimpong, professional fighter out of Octagon MMA, the biggest promotion in Europe, top 10 ranked, big purveyor of MMA, big purveyor of Germany, big purveyor of Irish martial arts as a whole, and big supporter of Palestine.
Starting off strong. So, how's your hand after the last fight? How badly broken?
Uh, I don't know how fucking long is a piece of string. It's broken, fractured. I think it's the middle metacarpal that's broken. So I have another appointment with the fracture clinic on Monday. They're going to tell me whether I need surgery or not. But yeah, either way, like it's part of the game. It's just fucking, you know what I mean? It's the scars of war or whatever. I came out with the victory. That's the important part. Obviously, it's a bit shit that like the guy I beat's already back, fucking full training and everything. He just had a few cuts and stuff, but I won the fight, and I think my hand might hurt, but my ego would hurt a lot more. Do you know what I mean? If I'd lost, so.
Absolutely, absolutely. And a unanimous decision win, nonetheless, hand broken or not. When are you cleared to fight? And when are you looking to get back in there?
So, like I say, I've got another appointment with the fracture clinic Monday. That I'll be told how long exactly it is I'm going to be out for. Whether I need surgery. Obviously, the surgery and how that goes and how that heals will determine that as well. But yeah, I'm. I don't know. I haven't actually got a clue. I'd like to give you a timeline, but I actually haven't a clue. As soon as possible, basically. But
Yeah, percent. And it's the timeline going to match up because you've recently touched on who you want to call out next. Obviously, we have Ozan Aslana and Vladimir Lengal fighting soon. And who do you think you'll match up the best with, and who do you think is going to win that fight?
I mean, like I said during the call out after the last fight, I think I smoked them both in the same night, to be quite honest with you, back to back. Um, they're both like, sort of pressure boxers. One's a southpaw, one's an orthodox. That's the only real difference, but they both have a similar style. I would say Ozan's a little bit more technical, but Vlado is a little bit more hard and is going to get in your face and is going to be there for the whole fight. Where Ozan, like, sort of, if you start beating him in the first round, he falls off a little bit. So.
You've said that before in one of your previous fights, like you can get in your face all you want, but you have that knee into the solar plexus. You do that very well, and you take pressure very well because you can grapple extremely well. And
Well, well, this is it. Like, I mean, I feel like I'm a master of distances. People talk about distance management. I don't really manage the distance as much as I am dangerous in every distance. So whether it's kicking range, outside the kicking range, boxing range, elbow range, knee range, clinch range, grappling range, I'm just dangerous everywhere. So yeah, some guys will like to get in my face and they eat an elbow to the face and then they slowly stop coming forward as much.
would you consider yourself more of a grappler or more of a striker?
I'm a complete martial artist. That's what I am.
Absolutely. And who would you credit to your fighting skills? Like, is there any coach along the way, and someone that you grew up watching that you credit your fighting style to?
I'd say several coaches along the way, and obviously influences from having watched MMA for a long time, even before I trained martial arts. So starting from the influences that I sort of try to not imitate but emulate would be the likes of Anderson Silva, John Jones, Israel Adesanya, the other tall, skinny black fellas. Um, and then,
Honor as well.
yeah, Connor's a southpaw with a big power shot. I'm not the same sort of style as him. Do you know what I mean? Maybe in terms of like the selling of the fights and stuff like that, but he's a very different style to me. He's very boxing heavy, like one shot KO power. I'm an attrition fighter. I would say I'm much more similar to like a Max Holloway, or I would say Israel Adesanya than I am a Connor. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm a bit more diverse. Um, I have more weapons, not just that left hand. And I melt people. I slowly slow cook people over the course of 2, 3 rounds. And I've got a gas tank, and I then finish people in like the later parts of the fight. That's how I tend to operate. But where obviously Connor is like a first round, early second round fighter, and he starts to deteriorate maybe as the fight goes on. Then obviously my coaches over the years, Collie Mahon being my first like proper martial arts coach, taught me a lot about what I know about distance management and teeps and elbows and knees and the whole Muay Thai eight limbs style. Um, and then a few jiu-jitsu coaches over the years. And then obviously you've got Carl Prince now, my now head coach, who has basically turned all the skills I picked up in individual martial arts over the years in jiu-jitsu and Thai and sort of wrapped them up into an MMA style, got my boxing a lot better, my feet a lot better, my MMA game a lot better, my wrestling defense a lot better. So yeah, it's a few people over the course of years, Obviously even the likes of like Shem, like just training with Shem over COVID when I first started like looking at doing MMA and like just I still use things that he showed me then. I still go to him for like some tips if I feel like, oh, like what would you do in this position, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, a lot of them English guys are starting to know a lot more jiu-jitsu, especially in Ireland. Like over the last 20 years, Ireland has gone from a predominantly boxing country into more of a jiu-jitsu country now, especially with a lot of these young lads coming up. Like, are you proud of that, of your country for kind of turning into the better martial arts style that's better for the sport?
Hmm. I mean, I don't know if jiu-jitsu is a better style than boxing, uh, but yeah, I am proud of seeing where martial arts has come as a whole in Ireland. Obviously, you've got to put that down to one man, and that's Connor. Like, you can't shy
Absolutely.
away from the fact that his superstardom
Hmm.
has catapulted the wave of Irish MMA forward. Because he was doing that at a time when, like, I and most of the rest of the country believed that MMA wasn't a thing in Ireland. Like, I grew up watching Anderson Silva and John Jones, and I just thought that's something that like the Brazilians and the Americans do. It's not really something that's in Ireland. And then Connor came up, and I was like, fucking hell, there's like a guy in the UFC winning belts that's Irish, and that kind of opened my eyes to the concept that that could be a possibility. So I'm sure if it did that for me, it did that for a lot of other people. So you've got to always give an ode to Connor for that, despite what has happened more recently.
Yeah, especially with SPG kind of being the monopoly in Ireland. Like it's the big gym, it's where everyone's going to come to, even when media from other countries come over. They're going to go to SPG Ireland. It's just a place to be for MMA.
Yeah,
Obviously, we have a lot more exciting teams coming out of Ireland. It's
yeah,
something big. That's why I'm very excited to get out here and get all these fighters in because it's going to blow up soon. It has to, especially with all these younger lads going over to Bahrain and doing the IMAFs and they're doing absolutely terrific. Like it's beautiful.
yeah. And I mean, like, I would debate whether or not SBG is still the monopoly in Ireland as far as MMA. I mean, you've got FAI, you've got Paul Hughes coming out of there, you've got Paddy McCorry coming out of there, John Mitchell coming out of there now, a few other lads coming up in the ranks. You've got Team KF, where obviously Ian Gary's not there anymore, but he would have come out of Team KF. Leon Hill, um, just Omran Shaban, you've got Omar Tugarev. Yeah, loads of lads coming out of like other gyms other than SBG. And I would say, like, obviously you've still got a lot of good fighters coming out of SBG, but it's not the monopoly that it once was, I believe. There's other gyms and there's other like there's other places that you could train.
Especially when it was on the Colmore Road, it kind of was the only one. But now that they've branched,
Yeah,
there is a lot more gyms. I do agree,
yeah,
especially
yeah.
with Paul Hughes, Paddy McGurry, and Ian Gary. Them lads have seemed to like really taken their own steps and progress and kind of broken away from the Connor understudies. They're
Yeah,
not talking of getting called Connor Junior. Now they're
yeah,
got
yeah.
obviously he might be going up to fight Islam Makhachev next, and obviously that's going to get the Conor Khabib comparisons. But Ian, he just seems to be a bit more well rounded now because these fighters aren't just strikers anymore. Especially Paul up against the Nurmagomedov recently. God, his name's at the slip me mind, but like he showed that his defensive grappling isn't just pulling guard and shooting guillotines. Like You can
Yeah,
actually
yeah,
age and get back up and fight.
yeah, exactly. And like, I mean, Paul Hughes is such a talent and such a lad as well in terms of like as a person, because despite, we all have like a personality, right? We're all big personalities in different ways, right? As an MMA fighter, you sort of have to be. You have to think you're the man, right? And I just think like Paul Hughes, you could tell he has the confidence that he does think he's the man, but he's not a prick about it. Do you know what I mean? Like I feel like he's a nice lad. Like he's a sound lad. So, and I've never met him, but like that's just the impression I get off him and what I hear from other people, you know. Um, so yeah, Ian Gary.
He has his allegation.
Yeah, I don't want to say too much about him as a person, but
I've heard
maybe as a man, I don't have as much respect for him in terms of some of the things that have historically gone on. But at the same time, the internet's a mad place. I'm not gonna, add fuel to the fire of anything like that. So yeah, it is what it is.
I heard some things. He got thrown out of I think it was Leon Edwards' camp or something. He got thrown out of the gym somewhere in England, too hot headed in the gym or something. But
I don't know. I don't know. Like, I mean, he's bounced from gym to gym. Like, as I say, I don't know the ins and outs of it. There's always three sides to a story. There's one side, there's the other side, and then there's the actual truth, and it's always somewhere in the middle. But yeah, as I say, I'm not going to say too much about things that I don't know or I'm not aware of.
would you ever consider going to Georgia to train wrestling like he did? Is that something that you take inspiration from?
To where?
To Georgia?
Fuck that, mate.
Why not?
Fuck am I going to Georgia for, bro? If I'm going to the Caucasus Mountains to train wrestling, I'm going to Dagestan, brother. Do
Fair
you know what
enough.
I mean? Like,
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, I
I'm
forgot you.
going to Georgia.
I forgot he can't go there because he's supposed to fight one of them, but you could.
Yeah, do you get me? But yeah, I mean,
Well,
I'd
against.
I'd ra- I'd rather go to Dagestan, mate. But
Well,
yeah, I mean, where I am right now, I believe I'm in the best gym in the world. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm in the best probably region in the world for MMA. If you look at like the northwest of England at the moment, it's a hot hub for
oh,
MMA. Like, if you look at between, I obviously live in Birmingham, but I train in Manchester and Liverpool predominantly. But I do still train in Birmingham as well. And if you look at some of the bodies that at lightweight and featherweight, which is sort of like the sparring groups that I train with, mate, you've got Shem, Paddy Pimblett, you've got George Staines, you've got Luke Riley, and that's just in Liverpool. Then in top team, you've got Dan Holt, you've got Callum Connor, you've got like Ibrahimov,
I know.
um,
Absolutely.
like in Birmingham, you've got O'Neal Brown, Cage Warriors lightweight champion. You've got Tim Wild, Aiden Lee, he's probably going to fight for the Cage Warriors featherweight belt. It's just I've just got bodies on bodies here, like, and I've got work of different types. You've got your grappling work, you've got your MMA work, you've got your striking work, and there's no place I'd rather be. Obviously, if I was to go and do a little training holiday, I'd probably go to Dagestan. 2 weeks Dagestan and forget, and then maybe come back home to the family because like you can't just forget about them. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm pretty sure you'd have to get a big visa for that. I doubt they'd let you over for 2 weeks, but I think the minimum is 2 or 3 months, is it not?
I don't know, mate. I'd go over for 2 weeks. Who's gonna stop me? Like, if you get a 2 month visa, like, I don't have to stay there for 2 months. You know what I mean? I can just leave after 2 weeks.
Do you reckon you'd
So,
match well against like the average Dagestan wrestler? Would you consider your pedigree like on that level?
I don't understand why people just think everyone in Dagestan's a killer. Like, it's a place like any other. And don't get me wrong, the top, 1 to 5% of them are elite, 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 right? But they're just human beings. Like, do you know what I mean? Everyone just thinks like, oh, Dagestan, like, bro, like, I train with Dagestanis. Do you know what I mean? Like Ibrahim Ibrahimov, like I said, Dagestani guy, lives in Manchester, from a family of athletes. His brothers play for like Man United, and he's like 11-0 now, I think, as a pro in PFL. He's out injured at the moment, unfortunately, but he's a supreme talent, and he's Dagestani. He goes to Dagestan all the time. I get to work with him. They're human beings. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, they're good. They're good, like at what they do, but they're human beings at the end of the day. I think. There's a lot of Dagestanis that I would beat, and there's a few Dagestanis that would beat me.
I was very impressed with Ibrahim when he bet Kenny Mokanoa, the Irish fighter out of Blanchardstown, because I was very big on Kenny. I went to see him fight when he was a very small amateur up in some hotel in Lucan. I want to
Mm.
say years ago, and like Kenny is obviously like a very good submission artist. I thought that his Darius choke was really good, but when he went in there against Ibrahimov, I was like, this is a whole different level. This kid is like absolutely insane.
Yeah, and he's only young as well. I think he's like 21 or 22 or something like that. So
Family must be very proud of them three because they are absolutely killing it at the minute.
yeah, 100%.
Port United or Liverpool?
I don't really watch football, mate, to be honest with you. No, no.
Oh, but I shit.
If I was to support any football team, like I'd probably be fucking Bowls, mate. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, God.
But yeah, nah, like I don't really watch football, mate, to be honest.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough. Come on, Liverpool, Jeremy Frimpong, Dennis Frimpong. Come on, there's a connection there.
I mean, listen, since he moved over, we've got linked up. We've got to do a little link up, me and Jeremy, because I reckon we're like distant cousins or something. But yeah,
Ghana as well.
yeah. His parents are from Ghana, yeah.
Definitely link up with him. That'd be very funny. But how do you feel about Octagon at the minute? How are you feeling about all the opponents that are in front of you? How do you feel your match champion? Obviously, number one under the champion, Ivan Buchana, who got knocked out by Conor all them years ago to get him to the UFC. How do you feel another Irishman could go in there and take over another organization?
I think I absolutely smash every single one of them. And I know it's a weird one coming from a guy. I obviously lost to Gokhan in not my last fight, but the fight before. But he just caught me. Do you know what I mean? He didn't like dominate me. It wasn't a skill issue. It was more, I believe, a weight cut issue where I cut weight a very large amount of weight in consecutive camps back to back. And he just caught me with a shot. Before that, I was looking very dominant in the fight. So it is what it is. I think if I fought him again, I'd smash him. I think everyone in front of me in the top 10, I smashed them. Um, from fucking Nagurski all the way down to Ozan Aslaner, I smashed them all. Um, Ivan Butchinger, I'd love to fucking fight him. I'd love to fight him. I think that's a big legacy fight. He's got like over 55 MMA fights professional. He's been fighting professional since probably I was like in school, probably. Do you know what I mean? Didn't even know really what MMA was, other than maybe watching Never Back Down, on Channel 4 or something.
Okay.
Um, Quality film. It really held up over the years. But yeah, like I think I smash every single one of them, to be honest. There's no one in there that has the skill set required to beat me at the moment. Legerski is absolutely Ponyak. I don't know how he's even the champ, to be quite honest with you. Attila Korkmaz had him on fucking skates, like had him hurt bad to the body, just didn't go in for the kill, maybe could have gone in for the kill a bit more. Legarski's just hard. He's just like every other Polish fighter. He's just hard. He's durable, but I never want to be described as durable. Do you know what I mean? I want to be described as skillful, not durable. I don't want to rely on being able to take a beating. Because
Yeah,
if you're taking a beating, that means the guy's beating you up.
yeah, a lot of durable fighters out there that end up just being street spawn forget. For example, Vicente Luque, I mean, he was an absolute killer when he entered the UFC, and now you see him, he goes in there and they just expect the worst. It's just how
Mm,
long he live and how good is the highlight gonna be, or it just
exactly.
probably be the most glorified of them fighters. Where when he walks in there, you're not expecting him to win, but if he does win, it's good. But you know it's gonna be fighting tonight, so we're all gonna tune in to watch.
Yeah,
From a fighter,
yeah.
I never thought of it that way because it's your ego and your legacy at the end of the day, and you don't want to just be in scraps, just even though you lost. You want to win those scraps.
Nah, don't get me wrong. I love a scrap. Like I do love a scrap. I loved the fight I just had with Thomas, even though I broke my hand. It was a decision. It was a tough fight. It was 1-1 on the rounds going into last round on two judges' scorecards. I had to dig deep. I love that digging deep and
Mm.
having to like get in the fucking mixer going into the third round. You're both tired. Like who has the fucking willpower to overpower the other person with their willpower? I do love that. But I don't want to do it every fucking time. And if I do have like I've had a few decision wins where like Yeah, it went 15 minutes, but I didn't really take much damage over the 15 minutes. I sort of schooled the person for 15 minutes. Um, it's been a while since I had like a proper rock and sock'em, where I've been fucking damaged and fucking had to come back. But yeah, I do enjoy it, but I don't want to have every fight like that. Do you know what I mean?
When you get to the top of the octagon division, is the UFC next? Are you looking to get to the UFC? Obviously, you're 30 now. The UFC is obviously the highest level of competition. Do you think you can get there before the age where you start to decline physically?
Um, I mean, I'm 31 now. Uh, I think I'm just entering my prime now. I think physically, mentally, skill-wise, I'm just entering my prime. I started quite late in MMA, you know. I haven't been doing martial arts since I'm like fucking 10, 11, 12. So I haven't got all those miles on the clock, you know. So I might be like a 2010 car, but I'm a 2010 car that's been sat in showroom, hasn't been drove around, where like some of these guys are a 2022 car that's been absolutely rallied. Do you know what I mean? 100,000 miles on the clock. I've not got as many miles on the clock, so I think I will be doing this until I'm 38, 39. I've got a good 8 to 10 years, I'd say, of balls to the wall training. And yeah, I do believe that I can reach the highest levels of this sport, whether that's in Octagon or in the UFC or wherever it happens to be. But once I get this lightweight belt, I have a goal in mind, and that's to go up to welterweight and get that welterweight belt as well. So,
Now, in the UFC, obviously the weight classes are a little bit different to Octagon. You fight at 160 in Octagon. Would you consider yourself more 155 or that's 6 foot one frame down into 170 in the UFC?
um, probably just stay at 155, to be honest. I usually fight at 155. I've never fought at 77. I usually fight at 70. It's just because obviously the last fight was short notice replacement. You wanted 73 kilos, so we got 73 kilos, but I don't mind doing a catch weights, you know what I mean? A little 72, 73 one, but yeah, usually my weight class is 70. And I can make 70, you know. It was easy. I won't say it's as easy as it used to be, but yeah, it's not like a massive difficulty. If I get a full camp behind me, 8 to 10 weeks, um, yeah, it's not a problem.
What does camp usually look like for you? Like strength and conditioning, grappling, striking? What's the mix for you? Like what works the best? How many rest days do you do?
Um, I mean, I usually just fucking, I just goon, mate. I just fucking goon and drink Red Bulls. That's the
Not me.
vast majority of my camp. That's where I get that grip strength from. Um, but yeah, the occasional bit, I might do some bicep curls here and there. Do you know what I mean? Maybe a bit of a treadmill run.
I told you before we started the question that I was going to first ask you is, are you wanking before your fights, Dennis?
Nah, real talk, I don't actually wank at all. I haven't wanked in years, mate. I think wanking's poison for your soul. It's absolute epitome of goy slop. And yeah.
This took a turn, so I'm gonna ask the question that you specifically asked for. So anyone watching this, he asked for this. Right, we have a fuck, marry, kill for Dennis. Paddy Pimblett, Shamrock, Luke Riley. Fuck, marry, kill. You asked for it.
Fucking hell, mate. Oh, you had to make this one gay.
You
Fuck
asked.
Mary. Yeah,
You
you
asked.
could you could you could have done fucking some of the female fighters, bro. Jesus Christ. Um, fuck Mary kill, mate.
That, them luscious locks on the two of them. Come on now.
Fucking hell, mate. I'm not fucking any of them. I'm already married. I
Right, I'll give you a better one. Ronda Rousey, Amanda Nunes, Kayla Harrison.
fucking hell. That might as well be three blokes as well. Um, I'd have to kill Kayla Harrison, mate, off the bat, just because. Yeah, she's a bloke, mate. She's a bloke. She's a
Yeah,
bloke.
she's on TRT now, isn't she? She's recovering.
Yeah, she's on all sorts, mate. She'd have a clitoris like a bleeding horse cock.
As you said,
Um,
man, fucking like a Jesus, man. It'd be like a gorilla with
do you get me? And then, oh, I probably. I'd probably marry Amanda Nunes just because.
She seems nice. That's all we'll say.
Nah, just I feel like Ronda Rousey'd end up doing your head in over a long period of time, and then I fuck Ronda Rousey.
Stop. She's been me with all the stuff she's saying about fighter pay at the minute.
I mean,
She's kind of
she yeah,
nah.
she's right, but she gets paid, mate. Like do you not think she's got dough her like
It's like Donald Trump saying that he doesn't get paid enough as president. You are rich. You made your living already. You can't
get
speak.
me like
Nothing.
get me.
Can't
But at the same time, I respect it because you're getting paid, but you're still fighting for the small guys who aren't getting paid, which is good.
But like she's with Jake Paul's promotion now, it's an absolute circus. I'm only gonna watch it just to watch Francis, and I'm not even gonna pay for it. I'm gonna get that illegally.
You heard it here first. Um, it's on Netflix, mate. Have you not got Netflix?
For it. Fuck that. No, I actually do have Netflix to be fair.
Yeah,
But
if you've got Netflix, well, I'm gonna watch it. Because I've got Netflix anyway. For
like
um,
my Polgardo Francis will get his head smashed in.
nah, I obviously I want to see the Nick Diaz and Mike Perry fight. That'll be good.
I actually forgot about
Or
that one.
Nate Diaz and Mike Perry fight. That's a good fight. Ronda, I'm not really arsed about watching Ronda come back, but yeah, I'll watch the fight because it's on. And then Francis is just going to pummel some guy's head in.
Are you familiar with Felipe Lins?
No idea, mate. It doesn't matter though. He's getting pummeled.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Francis, I still believe, is the best fighter in the world at the minute. Absolutely, by a century mile. Like I
Mm.
Tom Aspinall, but Francis he left on top, and his grappling that he like got into towards the end of his career, he was flipping people over with leg locks. Cyril Gann, that man is absolutely special.
Yeah, he's a monster. He's an absolute monster. And if he touches you, it's over. Like so.
And yeah, a very big comparison coming up through one of your gyms now at Taba got the air. Very big comparison of that lad with the absolute raw strength, 22 years of age, absolutely huge.
Yeah.
What
What was that?
Taba got the air?
Tiba Gautier. Yeah, he's a young killer, mate. I think the only thing you can really compare him and Ngannou really is that they're both Cameroonian and they're both specimens. But like the way Tiba will say it, it's like every cunt over there is a specimen. Like he's the fucking runt of the litter over there. You know what I mean? And yeah, he's an absolute animal. I think way more technical than Ngannou was when he first come around.
That
He's
might,
got power, but he's so technical. Like he's so hard to hit as well.
yeah,
And like
for a
he's
big
got diverse weapons as well. He's got knees, he's got kicks. He's not just throwing hands. He's got everything. Do you know what I mean?
and he absolutely will. But in his last fight, I seen that he was getting hit a lot and he was getting head kicks. He was kind of stationary and seemed to be a bit of a cardio issue for him. Maybe he fucked up the weight cut. Like he's a big lad for 185. He's a very big cunt.
Yeah, he is a big guy for 185. And like, I don't know, people were giving him shit about the last performances because when you set your standards so high because you've been knocking everyone out, it's like everyone wants you to keep just knocking everyone out. Like eventually you're gonna come against a guy who won't go away. And I mean he dropped the guy in the first round, he dropped the guy in the second round, convincingly won. I thought maybe give away the last round, but like convincingly won. You know, people were saying robbery. I don't think it was robbery at all. I think he battered the guy, you know, like and he was back in the gym on like the Tuesday when he got back to Manchester. So I guarantee that guy weren't back in the gym on the Tuesday. So
Ah, and he loves cats as well. He just seems like such a like nice lad. Like it's nice to see someone like that in the UFC. Like he's just a bit innocent, but he's an absolute killer.
yeah, he's a monster, mate. He is a monster.
Are you going to be tuning in on Saturday for UFC London? Have you any predictions?
Oh, come on. Obviously, I've got my boys are fighting on there. You know what I mean? We got any predictions? Reckon who's the first one in the card? Chanel Dwyer. Chanel Dwyer, I reckon smokes that girl. I'm gonna go with like a late TKO. And
James
Shamrock.
hard one this time. Fighting Kareem El Shawadi. Bet George Hart.
I think it's an easier fight than he had the first fight.
That
Nurullo Aliyev was a much harder fight. Um, I believe Shamrock's gonna second round rear naked choke him.
yeah, I much of his grappling and his foresight, but obviously that guy he just seemed to be a bit of a level above at the grappling. I think he was from one of them countries where the grappling is just mental. But obviously Shem has one of the best grappling in the UK at the minute. So he has to show some on Saturday. I actually predict that Werner could choke as well from him.
Leave second round for me.
Yeah. And then who else we have? We have Curtis Campbell, we have Luke Riley. Are you familiar with Mario Pinto?
I do know Mario Pinto. He's fighting Mick Parkin. Mario Pinto. It's heavyweights, isn't it? So anyone can fucking win. You can't really ever make a prediction on that. But I'm gonna go Mario Pinto decision. Yeah. I think Mick Parkin's durable. I think he can get to the end, but we'll see, won't we?
Tom Aspinall, Jim. No, they might have been training together for a little bit. I know Mick Parkin was with Tom Aspinall for a while.
I'm
Yeah,
not sure. I'm not sure. I don't get invited to those sort of big boy parties.
fuck that. Yeah, fuck that. 155 China, what all them, fuck that.
Yeah.
What else do we have? Luke Riley. I'm predicting a Luke Riley finish.
Luke Riley, second or third round KO, I believe. Yeah.
I think it's going to be a first round. I think he's in the co-man. I think he's going to show up, knockout winner, Bogdan Grad, coming off that comp.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you know what it is with Luke? Obviously, I've trained with Luke, and I think he's a much more like people see him in these brawls, but he is a very technical, very cerebral fighter. Like he downloads information, and I recognize that because I'm a very similar type of fighter. Like maybe he probably has better hands and hand speed because he's boxed a lot. But he takes a bit like he almost takes that like first round to sort of download the guy and like
You know,
fade that the guy, land shots, see what reactions he gets. And like sometimes he might give away the round a little bit almost, you know what I mean? Or it might be a close round because he's taking that time to download. He's not rushing in. And then the second round is where he picks it up and he starts landing those big heavy shots, which is what we've seen against Bogdan Grant. So that's why I'm saying second round. I'm not saying you can't finish the guy in the first round, but I just think he's not an out the gate like blast the guy starter. He's a cerebral fighter.
fight that I'm worried about is Curtis Campbell because he's fighting either Danny Garcia or Danny Silva. It's one or the other. I can't remember off the top of my head, but that guy is an absolute dog in the UFC, and he's had a few fights in the UFC. And I'm just I'm a bit worried to see how the grappling's going to hold up against the American grappler. You know what I mean? Like,
Bro, Curtis Campbell's gonna fucking mince him.
they're
Like
going to play better, but I'm just
Curtis Campbell's one of the best guys I've ever trained with.
really,
Yeah, yeah, he's fucking good.
and
Like,
he's not a fighter at all. But
bro, do you know what it is? Everyone just underestimates him because of the way he looks and that, and the way he walks in and stuff. His grappling's fucking sick.
yeah,
His striking's sick. He mixes it up sick. Um, yeah, trust me. I think he's gonna show us all why he's been given a main event opener slot on his debut.
that well, I'll believe you more than anyone because you're actually in the gym with the guy. Um, and then for the main event, Laurent Murphy and Mosvar.
I'm gonna say Lerone Murphy, third or fourth round KO. No, fourth or fifth round KO. I think he's gonna work Mobzar. Mobzar's gonna like. I'm not saying Mobzar won't take him down at some point. He averages 5 takedowns a fight, I think, in 3 round fights. But will he hold him down? I don't think so. Lerone will get back up. Mobsar will get tired from holding him down and all. And then Lerone's going to find a shot. He's explosive as fuck, and he's going to find a way to land a big shot on him and put him away.
I'll be very controversial here. I'm going to disagree. I'm picking Mosvar to win. And the reason being, I've just seen Laurent get taken down a bit too much, especially against Aaron Pico. And I know he had an absolute spectacular fucking highlight. And I was a Bellator head, so I love Aaron Pico. But
Do you know what the thing is, though, right? Here's the thing. I've seen all these videos about Josh Emmett taking Lerone down, and that Brazilian took him down, and this guy took Aaron Pico took him down. And it's like, okay, but every one of those fights, how did they end? They ended with Lerone as the winner. So that's what I'm saying. I think Movsar will get. I'm not saying Movsar is not going to be able to take him down. I'm saying Movsar will probably take him down 2, 3 times in the fight. Will he hold him down? Is a different story. And takedowns do not win fights.
uh,
Ground control time does not win fights. Damage wins fights. So in the process of going for that takedown, he's been eating shots, and Laron's a much better striker. He's been eating shots. Mosvar maybe takes Laron down. Laron gets back up, gives him another few shots, round ends. Next round, same sort of story. Third round, you're tired because shooting takedowns and holding guys down is very tiring. I just feel like Laron's gonna. he's an incredibly intelligent fighter. I think he has one of the best fight IQs in the UFC. Um, he's just good at winning fights because you see him against guys that, like you saw him against Barboza, absolutely schooled Barboza. You saw him against Josh Emmett, and he fought a completely different fight because he was. It's a different puzzle to solve. He
Yeah,
never fights any two fighters the same. You know, there's some guys they're gonna fight a way that they're gonna fight, and you know how they're gonna fight. They're gonna do one specific thing. Like Lerone isn't gonna do that. He's gonna fight one guy a different way than he fights another guy. He's gonna fight guy C the different way to he fights guy A and B, and he just adjusts on the fly so well. I see him putting mobs our way, and don't be surprised when he does it. You know, I said the same thing about Aaron Pico. People were big in Pico up. He was the next big thing, and he was Golden Gloves and All American wrestler and all this, and then he got fucking slept. You know what I mean? So
yeah. No, I lost money on that fight. I was so pissed off all around. But I feel like it's gonna look like either Leon and Kamaru one or Leon Kamaru two. No in between. It's gonna look like one of them. Someone either Mosvar's hitting the canvas or it's a unanimous decision and it's gonna be boring as fuck. But I am very excited for it. I'm excited for
yeah,
lads
it's
come up.
it's an exciting card all around, to be honest. And it's good seeing all the lads. You know that I've been seeing them put the work in, and I've seen a lot of these lads, and I've trained with a lot of these lads. So it's just good seeing them getting to showcase their skills on a big card in London on
Yeah,
home soil.
they deserve it. Cage Warriors is big, but it's not that big. And all these lads, they deserve that because the UFC doesn't really come to England and Ireland as much as they should. Like once a year,
100%.
stupid, especially when Paddy Pimblett's one of the biggest stars in the UFC now. And they honestly need to do more, but they need to do a Dublin. It's been nearly what, 13 years now? 10 years?
Yeah, yeah, over that. It's fucking years and years, isn't it?
What was that? McGregor and Brando headliner?
Yeah, yeah.
I've been back since. No, you definitely get on for that card though.
What a Dublin card.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah, I've never fought in Dublin, and it fucking pisses me off, to be honest. I've never fought. I've only ever fought in the north. I've never actually fought in the Republic of Ireland. It's a bit of a mad one, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Whether me, Brian, and Will Flurry bring Octagon to Ireland or whatever we have to do, but we will get a card going in Ireland.
It's amazing to see Will Flurry's rise in Octagon because obviously back when I would have watched Will Flurry in Bellator, seen him fight, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but Magic Norby is what I'd remember him as. And Magic Norby absolutely skilled him. And I thought Will Flurry was just another guy from Ireland that isn't going to do that. And then all these years later, I'm scrolling on Instagram and he's the champion of Octagon at light heavyweight. I'm like, that's just so good for him because I'd see him walking to the shop. Big lad wearing his white vest and his green trousers. Like he's a big lad and he looks like
Yeah.
he's fitter. And he was
He's the double champ. He's the heavyweight and the light heavyweight champ, in fact.
right, that's my bad. I didn't know that. Right, that's my bad. But he has some really good training partners, like Carl Moore. He was another really good fighter out of Bellator. Like,
Yeah,
he's bad. You don't see that very often. You
yeah, yeah.
lads would be boxers over here, like your Thomas Carthy's or your Pierce O'Leary's, like the big stocky lads. You won't see as many of them in MMA. Obviously, in the last couple of years, we've gotten to see a couple of them showcase their skills.
I mean, yeah, obviously, when you get big Irish lads, they tend to become rugby players as well if they're athletic, don't they?
Tom Aspinall should have been a rugby player. Let's not forget about that. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
Still smoked them on rugby though, let's be fair. England are shy.
We're
uh,
getting another Grand Slam. Don't worry about that, lads.
I'm gonna have to cut a few of the parts down. I'm actually blanking a little bit.
Don't worry about it, mate. You'll be able to.
Did we miss anyone on the London card?
I think we got all Sam Patterson fighting MVP. Very tough fight for him. I like Sam. I think it's a very tough fight for him, but I mean, I've seen a lot of his interviews where he's sort of discussing taking on the challenge. It is a big challenge for him. MVP is a fucking skillful guy. Um, but yeah, I think that'd be a good fight. With the
Which we
sort of English and Irish scene. Yeah,
still isn't it? I'm just plugging this in.
no worries, mate.
Sorry. Oh, sorry, my phone's gonna die.
No worries.
Oh, my bad. Sorry. Right. Yeah, ignore the setup. It's just me in my room. Oh, I'm looking to maybe one day rent a studio or something. Oh, right. How long have we been going? How much time do I have it for? I don't want to keep it all day.
It's been about 40 odd minutes, something like that.
How long more do you want to keep it going for?
I've got to go in a few because I've got to go pick up. Well, I've got to go meet Mrs. She's picking up, do a bit of shopping, and she's coming back.
What do we say? Two or three more questions till we wrap it up.
Yeah, go on.
Right. So, former Octagon person Lucien Keita fighting in the UFC against Nathaniel Woods. One is
Oh yes.
on some Octagon. Who you're rooting for?
What is it? Sorry.
Ian Keita. I don't know if
Who
I'm
am
saying
I? Who am I rooting for?
yeah, between him and Nathaniel Woods.
I think Nathaniel Wood is gonna get slept because Kate
It,
is an athletic fucker. He's got fast hands. He's young. He's hungry. Nathaniel Wood's small for the weight. Kate is big for the weight. I see him smoking Nathaniel Wood, to be honest.
yeah, I was rooting for Keita in his fight against Pitbull. I really thought he was going to go in there and knock Pitbull out. To be completely
I
honest,
thought he was gonna knock him out as well, to be honest. Yeah.
like he has that like touch of death that not many small guys have. Like it's very rare to see something like that, especially like you have your Josh Emmons and your Kevin Valios of the world, but he like it's like knock you out.
He's just got that bleeding Congolese, whatever he is. I think he's fucking. I want to say he's from Gambia. Yeah, he's got that Gambian power, hasn't he? Just black out of his head, like.
On a silver, I just know he's Belgian, and I'll just stick with that.
Yeah, yeah.
Up your flag earlier when I said Ghana, I was like, please tell me I got that flag right. Um,
It is a Ghanaian flag indeed.
so who is your favorite fighter?
Of all time.
Yeah.
Mm, Probably Anderson Silva, man, to be honest. He's the